Okay. What's up, everybody? This is Francisco here from Sports Goofs, joined by my good buddy Andrew.
Howdy.
And we're just doing something spur of the moment just because we're both bored and it's late at night and we're just like, yeah, let's just mess around and have some fun here. Kind of akin to what we did before the pandemic started with like looking at the baseball stadiums in All-Star Baseball 2004. We're just gonna riff on what we see, but we're looking at weird baseball dimensions inspired by the videos put out by 5 Points Vids by John Boy of all of these weird dimensions of baseball stadiums across the United States. So, I mean, I did it yesterday just for fun, and I'm like, you know what? I need Andrew here. I need Andrew here. I need somebody to riff with me, especially because, man, I got to show you to start. Let's just start where I had the last ballpark, so I can show you, because I feel
Very well.
like you'll appreciate all of this. To be honest, you'll
All right.
appreciate all of this. To be honest, so let me zoom in on the globe, and I think I remember it was in the New York area. So I'm gonna zoom in here. Let me know if you can see it, Andrew. In real time for the
Yeah.
most part. Okay. I think it was called Ardsley High School. Is that what it was called? Yeah, I think this is it. I think that's what it was. So we're zooming in here. So there's the high school. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, that's a decent one.
so there's the high school. You can see their football field, their track. There's like I guess like a practice diamond or like a PE diamond here for
It's
the
possible.
team. There's a softball field here, and then
Hmm.
you have the baseball field, and I'm assuming they practice football and probably play some soccer here too as well. Just judging by the dimensions and the fact that you can see the outlines there
Right.
for the gridiron. So look at this ballpark, Andrew. And what I'm going to show you is this beauty right here. This.
Well, I gotta give props for this.
Mhm.
That is actually a very well maintained. Holy shit! The
Look
hell
at
is that?
look at this left field wall right here. You can see the foul pole right in the middle of it, and it's just like a concrete like on. So the softball field is on a second level, higher than the baseball field, but the baseball field's foul territory actually goes up into a hill that is not fenced off, by the way. And you can see like around this area is like the foul line here. So I'm going to assume at some points there could be foul balls that the left fielder has to play, and if he's like gunning it to try and catch it, he could do like a Talos Hill thing and go all the way up this hill to capture a fly ball.
They're actually. I forget what stadium it was. It was a minor league stadium. Back in the 30s. It may have been a
Hmm.
college stadium. I don't remember. Um, but it was a multi-tiered outfield out towards center field. Uh, it's different than Towels Hill where it was just a slope up.
Yeah.
This one it was legitimately there was a rock a like rock face almost, and it had tiers. So if you wanted to play the deepest part of the field, you would have to run up this incline and then be on a next almost like a plateau basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Crosley Field in Cincinnati had a sloped outfield as well. But yeah, there's a hill up here where the scoreboard is, but there's this actual fence right there. And if you look at the way that the wall is, it's basically at a 90-degree angle right here. So it's a little bit like Oracle Park in San Francisco with its right field wall that just like is very angular and goes almost at a 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle. You see that?
yeah,
So,
that's so weird.
yeah, and not only that, so let me show you the distances. Let me go into 2D mode here, and if you look at the outfield, like just the shape of the outfield, you'll notice. Look at center field, especially. So, gosh, hold on. Let me try and mark home plate right here. So towards right field, it's about like 330, 335 ish right here.
That's pretty decent.
And then it's like a normal field right here. Has a bit of a curve right here, about like here 365 or 369, very nice towards right center field where this
That's not
curve
bad.
is. And then center field is really short. Dead center field is 347. And if you look at the shadows here, you can tell that they have a pretty high fence to make up for the shallow center field.
Makes sense.
So, and with all these trees in the background as the backdrop. So there's, and it's pretty long too. This center field wall is pretty long. So it's a pretty long, flat center field wall, but that's very, very short. But they make up for it by having it. I don't know. It's probably like a 20-foot high wall or something like that. You would have to think something like that. And then it goes back into this kind of point here where it's about like 396 at its deepest point in this portion, or maybe even 400 here in this left center field corner here, or actually just straight up left field corner here. And then has this angular fence right here in front of this slope where the scoreboard is back here. There's like 430 feet back there. And then it gets to this point where this wall is, this flat concrete wall, which I'm going to assume is not padded, by the way.
Probably not.
This is high school baseball. So, and there's barely a warning track. So, if a kid is gunning it, focused on the ball, he could slam right into this concrete structure right here.
Yeah.
And that's about 387 up to this point, and then right to left field, it's about like 345 around there. So that's the dimensions of this field. So it has a lot more left field than right field, if you can tell. So
yeah,
whoever's covering left field has tracked more ground, especially up to this point here. And
it's usually said that the center fielder has to have the best wheels, but it may be the left fielder in this case.
Yeah. And I also like pose the hypothetical. What if there was a softball game being played at the same time as the baseball game, right? And the softball team, let's say there's a foul ball from the softball field, and they're like, heads up, and then the left fielder on this field would actually have to turn around and see a softball coming in from the upper level of this school.
Oh boy, it's very much like what you see at Little League complexes.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like in 3D. You can't really tell with like how high that center field fence is in the 3D view, but from the shadows you can tell that it's pretty high. It looks like it's 2 tiers of chain link fence there. So yeah, this was the last one that I covered yesterday, but I wanted to show you this one just to start, because yeah, it was just a fun field to look at. I mean, this would have been a fun field to play it in high school.
I know.
For sure. And I focused on like the New York area, this northeast area, because it seems like because of like the priority for space, they do have some wacky fields,
right?
Just for the fact that they're just trying to utilize as much space as possible. But I mean, we have the whole entire country here, Andrew. Where do you want to go?
Well, this isn't going to be a wacky field in terms of dimensions, but I've got some fun stories about it.
Okay.
So I'd like you to put in for Celebration, Florida.
Oh, okay. Your hometown. All right, so we're gonna zoom in here. We should pop over to Polk County and see what kind of Some big football, baseball stadiums they got there.
We should wait. We should wait for Charles for that one.
That's true.
All
You
right.
live
I
there.
want you. So I'm going to show you a couple of fields because there are a few fields in Celebration.
Okay.
And I can give you some stories behind them. So first, I want you to zoom in. Do you see? So you see where the pin is for Celebration, correct?
Yes, right in the middle.
I want you to zoom in on that.
Alrighty.
I'm trying to get myself. Yeah. So just to the left of that, there's a lot of green space.
Okay. To the left. All right.
That says like K8 Gym and stuff.
Yeah, I see that.
So zoom in a little bit on that.
Okie dokie.
So a little bit of the history is back in the day, Celebration's school used to be a K-12. So kindergarten through 12th grade. So initially, the big field you see that's closer to the road, that was a high school field.
Okay.
And pretty much all of that land was the field dimension. I never saw it personally, and I've never heard stories of it, but in theory, you could hit a ball onto that main road there. And that's a major thoroughfare for the town. So feasibly, you could bonk a car on the way.
So hold on, let me see. So this field, I'm assuming it's this one right here?
Yes.
Where they've kind of made it just like a tiny baseball field or maybe even softball field. They got some
Correct.
Tiny little soccer fields here now.
You can actually see on the left side, toward left field, you can still see the fence. They left they added, actually no, they added that fence as a backstop, but that's basically where it went out to. Just imagine kind of drawing a line, a curve around that.
Yeah.
So now it's just a little league field, but you can see that used to be a fairly large area, and it was just baseball.
Okay.
And now as you can see, they've made room for other youth leagues.
Okay.
So then, what's that?
No, go ahead.
Now, if you'll go over a little bit more to the left.
To the left. Alrighty.
That used to be the softball field.
This right here.
And they really have not changed the dimensions. It's just become a little league field now. And you can still kind of see the outline of where it used to be all dirt. I don't know, for some reason Celebration has really gotten lax on taking care of anything. So instead of maintaining the field correctly, they just made it so it was the bare minimum of maintaining. By the time that Celebration Little League was founded in 2005. So by the time that I would have been playing in Celebration Little League, I was just about too old to be playing on those Little League size fields. So I never really got to play on those.
Okay.
For the preceding years, I played over in a Little League in Kissimmee. And the main field we played at, unfortunately, got demolished, which is very sad, and turned into like some garbage dump.
Okay.
And then, last but not least, if you'll go down kind of to the southwest there,
Okay.
toward the high school, That's where I played the most of my games in Little League. I never played high school baseball.
All right, where am
Uh,
I? Where am I going? Where's the high school?
uh, go follow, go down.
Alrighty. Oh, here
It's
it is.
that, yeah, it's that kind of weird little
Yeah.
thing out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, and they've just got a regular baseball field.
Yeah, and then the softball field next to it, obviously. Uh, Interesting story about that one. It's not really that interesting. I find it funny though. Is that um, it's a real pain in the ass getting over to the first base dugout.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta go all this walkway, and there's like the parking lots all the way over here.
Right, and then on top of that, if you hit a foul ball toward the first base side, that's going into the forest, and so usually either, well, sometimes we wouldn't have enough balls, so we would have to enlist someone to go diving in there for the ball. I never did it personally, but I've heard horror stories. Dimensions on that one were pretty standard. I think it was up to 375 to dead center.
Yeah, hold on, I can look here. Let's see. Yeah, basically.
So yeah,
normal size baseball field. 314 towards left and right. So it's actually right's a little bit slightly longer, maybe, or maybe probably the same actually.
It's a perfectly symmetrical field. So it was 315 to the corners, and then 375 to center.
It's funny that this is almost the same length as Yankee Stadium towards right.
I know.
So when people are like, "Oh, it's not a short porch," there's a lot of high schools that are like longer than Yankee Stadium's right field, actually. So we're gonna look at them.
One of these days, I don't know when, but I've got to get into shape, do some weightlifting. But I want to sneak back onto that field, and I want to try and hit a home run.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never hit a home run, even on those little fields. So just once in my life, I want to say that I was able to clear a fence.
I found yesterday as well. I found a softball field that actually, for a lefty hitter, is like right next to a lake. So there's possibilities for some splashdowns.
All right.
Up in the New York area, which is where I was looking before. So I guess we can just kind of from here. I mean, we're in Orlando already. We might as well look at your hometown to see what kind of baseball fields they got over here, right? So I'm just gonna type in high schools, and then usually we'll go from there. And baseball fields are pretty easy to spot, which is pretty cool. So we'll just hover over the Orlando area, and we'll just click on each high school here on this list to the left, and we'll go from there. So
I mean, I hate to disappoint you, but because Orlando was built late, they had a lot of room, so you don't really have a lot of odd dimension fields.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing why I went up to towards the northeast, because I feel like that's like here in Florida, there's a lot of space and everything like that. So we don't get weird dimensions unless like a city was just cutting back on budgets and stuff. So we'll see. If it gets kind of boring, we'll just head back up to the northeast and see what happens. Like some of these older cities and like big cities will figure it out. So like here, Wakiva High School, like you can see their baseball field here. Wakiva. And they've got like a normal baseball field. So that's kind of boring. It looks kind of like your high school baseball field too.
Right.
So all right.
The only thing that's special about it is it has the non-dirt baselines.
Yeah.
Which I always think are so bad looking.
Yeah. So then we got here Leonard High School, same thing. A perfectly symmetrical baseball field. So, but hopefully the Orlando area has a gem of some sort. This one too, look at theirs, Riverview High School. Same thing, perfectly symmetrical field. We're gonna go
Probably
to
the most interesting baseball complex in the area is in type in the Loop.
okay. So Oviedo High School.
Oviedo,
Oviedo. I see that Oviedo.
but it's
I
Oviedo.
It's Oviedo. It's they don't accept Spanish pronunciations up there. I guess not.
They're gonna think you're strange if you call it Oviedo.
I'm sure it was named after some Hispanic guy named Oviedo, and then they're just like, oh, you know, oh, Charles isn't here. He's not gonna harp on that. So, but they've got look at their baseball field's not perfectly symmetrical, or at least
That's right.
it's more angular. At least here in this outfield, you see that, and man, that field has had better days from the way it looks. It's pretty angular looking field there, around like 315, anyways. So it's not a perfectly symmetrical outfield fence, but nothing too crazy either.
Oh, so here's something interesting. I'm pulling from Wikipedia here. You got me thinking. So in the late 1870s, individuals living a few miles south of Lake Jesup need an easily accessible post office in the Florida backcountry. Andrew Allen, an early settler and shop owner, decided to file paperwork for a post office, and in his first site location report needed a name that was different from any other post office in Florida. Allen liked having a Spanish name to, quote, to honor the Spanish heritage of the state, and decided to name his post office location Oviedo, after the city of Oviedo in northern Spain.
Look at that.
Some say he visited the University of Oviedo, while others say he just liked the sound of it, but most agree he likely pronounced the name correctly, Oviedo, rather than the Americanized way of Oviedo. A recent campaign advocates for honoring Allen's original concept for the town's moniker by returning to the correct Spanish pronunciation, Oviedo.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Although, let me say this, though, on an ESPN broadcast of a UCF football game a few years ago. And they're not alone, but I've heard quite a few people call it Ovidio.
That's
because if you
call them there,
because if you switch the E and the D, it becomes Ovidio.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you're ever up in, and by the way, Oviedo, and I know it's Oviedo, but until otherwise, it's kind of like Uvalde, you know. I mean, I hate to bring up that city, but that's the only thing I can think of.
I remember Matt Diaz, the baseball player.
Yeah.
Well, it's normally pronounced Diaz,
right,
in Spanish, but because I think his grandfather was like working in like coal mines or something like that, and they would just pronounce his name Diaz, he just went by that, and then it just became the official pronunciation of their last names. So
I mean, I'm all for it being Oviedo again, but at the same time, I'm not going to stick out like a sore thumb and call it Oviedo while everyone still calls it Oviedo. Damn it! Now it's hard for me to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
I'm almost combining like Oviedo and Oviedo.
Okay. So for some reason this thing sent me to Hillsboro, but they got a perfectly symmetrical field, which is boring.
Sorry. One other fun fact: if you go up to UCF, sorry, this is all I know.
I'm going to Osceola High School anyway, so I'm pretty much nearby anyways. And they've got let's see, a perfectly symmetrical, pretty boring. Actually, theirs is kind of a little more wide. It's a pretty short field, actually. Hold on, look at the dimensions real quick. Sometimes some of these look a little like shorter than normal, but yeah, no, 315. Okay, so they're kind of the same.
I think it's just extra foul territory makes it a little bit more.
Yeah, it makes it look a little wider. Okay, so UCF.
Fun fact about OHS, by the way. Fun fact about them. So their mascot is the Cowboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's spelled with a K, not a C.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
Um,
where's UCF here?
it is going to be a little bit to the northeast.
Okay, let's say Winter Park, Goldenrod, Maitland, Fairview
Go
Shores,
due east. Go due east.
Azalea Park, Union Park,
Union Park.
Pomona.
It's right next. Do you see that like blob of white up to the northeast?
Oh, right here. I see it.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, there's the bounce house and there's the baseball stadium, which is also perfectly symmetrical.
Right. Although I really, really, really want them to change the center field dimension to 407. So anyway, the kind of a fun story. It would probably likely be physically impossible, but do you see that road as we're spinning? It's if you were to draw a straight line from home through left field, you see that double road there?
Okay. Yeah.
So that road is called McCullough. That road is literally the county line between Orange and Seminole County.
Okay.
So it's a joke that if you hit a really long home run, you're hitting it into the next county.
Oh, okay. All right.
And Oviedo is actually not too far from UCF, by the way. It's only a few miles.
Okay. Let's see.
Again,
So,
not a lot of very exciting.
yeah, and we're gonna keep looking. I mean, there's another one. Hagerty High School has a perfectly symmetrical field. Nothing. Ridge Community High School. Let's go all the way to Haines City, and yours is also. So I'm just gonna go down these 10 here, and if we don't see anything weird, we're just gonna move on to the. So this
Northeast.
yeah, we're gonna move to the northeast because yeah, theirs is also a pretty perfectly symmetrical field, and then Poinciana High School in Kissimmee.
We used to. I was on the swim team in high school, and we used to swim against them a lot. They were in the same conference as us.
Theirs is also a perfectly symmetrical baseball field. That's a little not as rounded of an outfield wall, actually. If you can tell.
Finally, some difference.
A little bit of a difference, but even then, and it's like not it's not a rounded outfield wall. A little more angular in the right and left field, and then kind of like a lot more, probably a slightly deeper center field because of it. But yeah. But even then, it's not even anything wild and crazy. So all right, so let's head on out. Where should we go? I was looking in Boston area. Look here.
Sure.
All right. So here we go. Boston. We'll just search high school and see what happens. Okay, so let's head on over to Woburn Memorial High School in Woburn, Massachusetts. Oh, come on. They got a perfectly symmetrical field.
You got to get out of the suburbs, dude.
I know. I'm trying. It's not as easy. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a combination soccer, baseball, football field.
Interesting.
And this is like a public park. Sometimes we'll hover over public parks and stuff, and I'll take a look at those too. Because sometimes they have pretty decent looking fields, or at least
this isn't an odd dimension field, but I think he's shown it at 5 points. Has shown it in one of his videos. Mm-hmm. Type in Edison, New Jersey, like Thomas Edison.
Oh, okay. Edison, New Jersey. We're out.
Mm-hmm. Look for Edison High School.
Okay. Search for high school. it is. Okay. Oh yeah. Look at this. It's a red field,
Yep.
a red artificial turf field with a soccer field in the middle of it, which is kind of weird given that they have an actual football field here, which you can see the soccer field lines in anyways.
Right.
And they have another practice like soccer field here. So they have, for some reason, 3 different soccer fields on just like a patch of grass here, right, like real grass up here, the football turf field here, and then the baseball turf field in red here.
Yeah, it's
And their dimensions are just insane. We've got about 316 towards right, then like right center is like 397 as it kind of curves upwards. The deepest point here at 440 next to this road here, which they didn't really even have to do. But then like dead center field is about 424. And I guess because it's short along this road here, that's why they have all of this like space out in center and right field. Because like towards left center, it's about 350. And then down the left field line is about 309, 310.
it's
So,
overall. I mean, it's a bit long, but I mean, I'm sure maybe they put a fence up. I don't know.
I mean, you would think with cars coming by here, you would think.
Well,
Okay.
like round out the field so you don't have to play all the way to dead center field.
But then how are they gonna they can't fit the soccer field into this, the third soccer field in this complex for some reason. The soccer must be really popular if they have to ingrain it into 2 different fields
It could
and
just
have an
be one of
actual
those like,
dedicated soccer
temporary
field.
fences. It could be one of those temporary fences.
Oh man. All right, so we're here. We might as well keep looking in this New Jersey area because maybe we'll get some weird stuff here too. Let's see. This is Piscataway High School. I got some rec fields here.
Piscataway.
Piscataway. Okay. And they don't seem to have a dedicated baseball field, it looks like. Oh, it's next to Rutgers. Look at that.
One of Rutgers' main campuses is in Piscataway. The other is in Newark.
Okay. New Brunswick High School. Let's see. Come on, guys. Give us something. Give us something. Nah. They got a pretty symmetrical looking field with like a tiny soccer field in the outfield.
Boring.
Metuchen High School.
I've got nothing on that one.
Oh, they've got one of these. Look at this. With the Okay, Andrew, you got to look at this one.
I'm on it.
The beautiful combination 2 soccer fields, baseball and softball here.
I mean, you got to admit, that's. I mean, as weird as it looks, it's actually very good use of space.
Okay, so let's take a
As
look
long
at
as
the
you're not
dimensions here.
As long as you're not playing any 2 sports simultaneously. Oh, you can
Okay.
do soccer and soccer. You can't do baseball and soccer, or baseball and softball, or softball and soccer.
Well, they do have some things to separate the soccer fields from each other there, because baseball wasn't in season at this point. Because they've got a dedicated football field with all the soccer outlines too. But oh man, soccer is super popular out here, huh? Anyways, so we've got. I don't see any sort of area for temporary fencing, so we're just gonna assume this is the dimensions of the field. All right. So home
Okay.
place about right here. So we're
Yeah.
gonna go down the. Actually, let me reset that. So I just want to go down the right field line, ish. Close enough. Actually, go a little bit further down here. I'm trying to get it perfect, but down the right field line up to, because I don't see any fencing stopping us from this soccer field here up to like this grandstand for the football field. So it's looking like around, I would say, some concrete. I would say around 460 down the right field line. Okay. Then heading into right center field, 496, all the way back here where the backstop for the softball field is about 530. Then if you notice here, there's a house that just juts into this area. You see that?
Yeah.
And man, they must hate the softball field being next to them.
Oy.
And with all the foul balls coming through, or even the soccer balls, flying into their yard, because there's sure as hell not going to be any baseball being hit out there.
No, not a chance.
Because like at its deepest point, it's like.
You know what? That reminds me of, at least in terms of the shape. It reminds me of
Griffith Stadium in Washington had a house jutting into it.
Okay, if you can pull this up, something called Steel Stadium in backyard baseball.
I don't know if my computer can handle seeing it, but hold on, maybe I can? Not sure. Hold on. Let's see.
We're putting this puppy through its paces.
Let me see. So let me back out. Search. There it is. Okay. Come on. Alright, so Steel Stadium.
Yeah.
Backyard baseball. There it is. And images. And I think I found it. So let me zoom back in here. So there it is, Andrew, with the little barnyard in the middle.
Yeah, but look at the shape of it, though.
Yeah.
It's long out to right.
Mm-hmm.
It's long out to left, and then you have that weird jutting in. It's almost like an L shape.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game so much.
Okay. All right. So let's keep measuring the dimensions here. So towards the house, about 461, right here at this point of this house. Then 524 at its deepest point, right here. 525. And then down the left field line, a very reasonable 400-ish feet here.
For that the distance to center to its deepest point is deeper than the Polo Grounds, to give you all some context.
Yeah.
Beats it. Wait, how far does it go out to the deepest?
The deepest point from here to this part right here, about like 525, 530-ish. I don't know. I'm a little bit off, but yeah.
So that probably beats Polo Grounds by good at least 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. And what's more, maybe they put up temporary fencing during baseball season. Maybe. But we're just working off what we see from here.
Right.
And it doesn't look like anything's put out there. So it just looks like a big giant field.
Get Aaron Judge out there and see if he can blast one that far.
Yeah, blast one into that guy's house. What, man? This is such a weird property. It's like the one house that's there, which leads me like because all the other homes are here, right? It leads me to assume like maybe there were other homes here, and he's like the one house that's like we're not selling.
We have an up situation here.
Yeah, we're not selling. We're not selling. Okay, fine. We'll just build around you. The softball field next to you. And all the kids and all that stuff are gonna be hanging around. Okay. Let's keep going. So at least okay. So that one was good. That was a good one. Let's go to Highland Park High School. Highland Park High School, and ooh, look at this beauty, Andrew. The football field, just kind of, just cutting off the baseball field in center. Look at this.
It's just chilling.
It is just chilling, unless they don't really have a baseball program. But I see stands here and everything like that. Hold on, let me zoom out. Maybe there's another baseball field here? No, it doesn't look like it. But, I mean, this seems like a school that doesn't have a baseball program. From the looks of it, right? Like this cannot be a baseball, like, dedicated baseball team. So we're just gonna leave. Because, you know, from the 5 Points vids, there are schools that have done this and legitimately field a baseball team. Okay, St. Joseph High School, let's go. Alright, St. Joe, what do you got for us? Perfect symmetrical field? Ugh. Alright, St. Thomas Aquinas. Let's go to a different saint, see what happens. St. Thomas Aquinas. Got several different fields here. And okay, this one's oblong. Look at this. It seems like the flip version of that that one that you showed me before with the red field.
Yeah.
Right? Like the flip version of it, the mirrored version.
Although, hold on, the image is a little bit fuzzy, so I need to. Oh God, which field is it? Is it?
So I'm gonna measure while you look that up. 305 towards right. Then right center field here is about 316. Dead center field is about 355. Then the deepest part of the park here is about 382. Then this fence all the way here, 360 here in left center. And then finally 330-ish around here towards the left field line. And
how far is it to deep?
The deepest part around hold on. The deepest part of the park is around here, which is like 385-ish.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. That's actually a nice dimension set for a stadium. I'm gonna be honest.
Given that they have to shoehorn a soccer field into it.
It actually looks nice. It reminds me of few of the dimensions of a few older parks.
Mm-hmm.
It actually gives me Angel Stadium vibes as well, a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, it is weird, but I like certain kinds of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to assume, I mean, their fence doesn't look that high from the Google images, so they might actually have a regular size fence. So towards right, lefties are going to be feasting on these trees here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's not a bad looking field. It's oblong for sure, but not egregiously oblong.
It's not bad. It's not bad. If we could get
well maintained, right? If they got artificial turf, it'd probably be better. instead of
Yeah,
trying to maintain that grass. Okay, so
I
way to
like it.
go. Yeah,
I
Saint
like it.
Thomas Aquinas. J.P. Stevens High School. Let's see what you got. Okay, so there's their football field, softball field, and here's their combination soccer baseball field here.
Again,
So
not too terrible.
yeah, and it actually has some character in its outfield. If you look at the walls there, looks kind of
Yeah.
got some oblongness, especially here in center.
Hmm.
So it's not perfectly symmetrical. These trees kind of help with this, and it's like got houses in the back. So hold on, let me measure these. So I guess home plate's around here. So towards right is about, I would say 310-ish.
For high school, it's not bad.
And then towards right center is 335. You got these trees here. I don't know if these trees overhang over the outfield wall, or if this actually does curve here, right here, where this fence is, where it's 333. Then this fence is kind of weird and curvy here, and kind of 368 or maybe 369, very nice toward dead center.
It's again not bad.
And then it goes up. Like, it doesn't go, it's not perfectly flat, it just kind of goes up where the scoreboard is. And the deepest part is like 373, 5 ish here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it slopes down. Left center is about 336. And then the left field foul pole is about 305 ish here.
That's honestly, in terms of dimension and the way it's designed, that's actually a really nice baseball field.
Yeah, you look at it, and part of that is, I guess, the shoehorning that soccer field into it. But yeah,
Like if I had to create, I do have a creative field on
MLB.
on NCAA baseball. So I might just adopt those dimensions and just kind of push them out a little bit, because that's actually not a bad looking field.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're 2 for 2 now. In here in Edison-ish area. Piscataway, was that how you say it?
Piscataway.
Piscataway, gosh. High school auditorium. What the hell am I doing here? We've already seen this place. Okay, hold on. New Brunswick Health Science Tech High School. Alright, that's like a city high school. They definitely don't have a baseball field near them. Alright, let's get to the next. Middlesex County Academy for Science, Mathematics, and Engineering. Let's see what these nerds have. Let's see. Okay. So, a symmetrical field, but it's angular. Look at that.
I love it.
That's a good
love
one.
it.
This is a good one. You see, yeah, this you don't see angular like this.
I love it.
Maybe it's that mathematics and science center. Like, we're gonna have angles. Let's see.
Love it.
All right, so
Love it.
towards right, about 330. It's actually fairly deep. Deeper than Yankee Stadium, by the way.
We will never let that go, Charles. We will never let that go.
This right center field notch is about 370-ish, 375, maybe. And then it angles up towards dead center, which has this nice point right here, which is about 395-ish, maybe 400. And then left center field, pretty much symmetrical, 375-ish right here. And then 330-ish right there, towards left. Yeah. This is a good one. I like this one. It's a good field.
Man, New Jersey, keep it up.
Or is this the college? Oh, no, this is Middlesex College. That's what we were looking at. I guess the high school's right next to it. Interesting.
Still, keep it up.
Because there's another field here that's just a perfectly symmetrical field, but I don't know if this is like a oh, this is a park, Thomas Edison Park. So I guess maybe they use some of this, but that Middlesex College, they got a nice field there. I like that. Yeah, yeah, these junior colleges too. We should look at these too, because they might have some weird dimensions as well. All right. So next is this Hebrew?
Let me see.
Rinas Bais Yakov?
I can't see it yet.
I don't know. We're gonna go here. Yeah, it is. I think it's yeah.
Now.
Okay, because I just saw the Star of David. So.
Oh, okay.
But I guess they don't have a baseball field nearby. So, New Brunswick Keetac. Let me see. You guys have a baseball team? Some of these they won't have an actual baseball program. They might have softball, like a softball field's not bad. You don't need too much space for that, but baseball. And there's a baseball field here at New Brunswick High School. So, but they've got a perfectly symmetrical field, so blech. I think we looked at them already. South Plainfield High School. They've got fields, but I don't know if they have an actual dedicated baseball field. Doesn't look like it. Nah. Okay. Dunellen High School. It's like a city high school. Doesn't seem to have any fields whatsoever. Okay. Sayreville War Memorial High School. Come on, guys, give us something. Here we go. All right, here's a field. Okay, this is fairly deep here. War Memorial. They're called the Bombers, by the way. Okay, so this is their high school baseball field. I could tell because they actually have coverings over the pitcher's mound and home plate. So that's definitely their field. And it's kind of have a fairly, like, pretty deep looking center field there if you look at it.
Yeah.
So let's see. And you got these trees here right down this line. There's not much foul room here. But probably like 330-ish, 335 towards right. Then you got this line of trees here. It doesn't look like there's any sort of temporary fencing. So it's about 390-ish, 96 here and towards right center. Dead center field is about, I would say, 480-ish, 485. The deepest part of this park, which is like this sidewalk here, because there's no fencing. I don't see any fencing, so we're just going to assume there's no fencing, is about 508 here. Then left center is about 469, very nice. And then left field is about 420, blaze it. So yeah.
One of these days, someone needs to make a meme field. So you have 369, 420.
I think I made that in MLB. Remember during the pandemic, during the lockdown?
Oh yeah.
I think I did. I made like one was like 369 down the left center field, 420 in center field. Oh boy. All right, Herbert Hoover Middle School. Why is it? This is a high school. Middle schools don't have legit fields. Most of them. Colonia High School. Let's go. Ooh, look at this, Andrew.
Looks like literally a diamond. It's like a diamond. It's a diamond within a diamond.
Yeah, so there's a soccer field in it, but it's got some weird dimensions and a pretty high-looking center field wall given the shadows. So let's look at this one.
That is short center field.
And not even like a perfectly straight center field. It's kind of moving up there towards left. So down the right field line is 345, which is still longer than Yankee Stadium. By a lot, by the way. So, you know, no cheapies over here down the right field line. Oh, okay. So then it's pretty angular going up. Around here is like 370. 370. Then this center field fence kind of starts like a little bit of angle here, and then it's like 360, 370-ish here. And then it's just straight line. Dead center field is about 350, maybe, or even less. Then going straight a little bit up though, the deepest part of the park here in left center is 390. And then left field is a pretty ridiculous around like 380 right here towards the left field wall. And not much foul territory, by the way. If you look at the foul territory, the backstop is like maybe 20 feet back. And yeah, it's a turf field with a soccer field in the middle of it and a turf infield as well. And I like this. And let's put it into 3D. You can tell that the fences are pretty high in center field.
I'm honestly, I love the meta-ness of it. It's a diamond in a diamond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is gosh. This is a good one. I like this one.
It's a nice looking stadium too.
Well, yeah. Given the lack of space, they did the best they could. They balanced it as much as possible. Like, okay, barely any center field, ton of left field then. And left field, by the way, is longer than Minute Maid Park, for all of you. Those seem to be the two stadiums people always get on Would It Dong all the time. I love the memes in Would It Dong. Have you seen those?
I have not.
Whenever they have like a thing that's like only it always seems to be like San Francisco, like for any ball hit towards right field. It's like, oh, this would have been a home run in 29 out of 30 stadiums. Only Oracle
Right.
Park in San Francisco.
Right.
Yeah, only Oracle Park would have held this one in. And then people post the memes like, Oracle Park holds in your fraud home run. And then like every time it's like Yankee Stadium's like, this would have been a home run in Yankee Stadium and nowhere else. People are like, oh yeah, Yank Mix Stadium or something like that.
They're not wrong. The Yankee Stadium's dimensions are nuts. At least just a right field.
Yeah. Okay, so this was, where are we? This was Colonia High School. Okay, Bound Brook High School. Let's go. Bound Brook High School doesn't seem to have any fields. Okay. JFK Memorial High School. Okay. Got the turf football field, got the turf baseball field. That is perfectly symmetrical and very boring. Alright. North Brunswick Township High School. Let's go. So they've got the turf soccer field, the turf football field, and I'm assuming this is their baseball field here, which doesn't look like they care about their baseball program.
No.
Given the condition of the football field and the soccer field. And there's another field here. But this says Veterans Park, so I think it's like a public park, not the high school's field. So I'm going to assume this is the high school's field. And this is the softball field. Maybe. So yeah, this is the high school program nobody cares about, and it's just a big giant square of a
thing.
Of a thing with a really deep center field right here, about 405 towards dead center. Very angular point. and then right field is about 300, and the same thing in left. It's just a big square. That's it. Which is so it's different, but it's boring in its own sense because it's just a square.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's there. Plainview High School. So Plainfield High School, let's see. What's their field? They don't have any. Okay. Screw it. Woodbridge High School, let's go. So this is them. They've got 2 baseball fields here. Oh. Whoa, what is going on here? Okay, so they've got this school cares about baseball. Yes. They've got 2 baseball fields and a softball field. 2 softball fields actually. So, 1 regular grass baseball field and a turf baseball field.
They use the Wisconsin Badgers logo.
Yeah. And then the softball team has to deal with these dimensions, which I'm going to assume they put a temporary fence out for the softball.
I hate that. They're getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, but they shoehorned the soccer field into the
softball
field for whatever reason, instead of like, I don't know, using this space here where they actually have a softball dirt here.
Right.
So I guess that's like for PE or whatever that they got there. And yeah, and then the baseball field is just a regular symmetrical baseball field. So, But okay. First school that actually looks like they care more about baseball, softball than anything else. Okay, Perth Amboy High School. Let's go. Let's see, they got a football field, and doesn't look like they have a baseball program. Okay, Franklin High School. It seems like it's pretty hard to hunt these down on your... Like, we've been at this for quite a while, and it's been pretty hard to hunt down a lot of these. It seems like you have to get suggestions for people who actually went to these schools and played on these fields to know whether they're weird or not, right?
Right.
So yeah, they've got a baseball field, but it looks pretty crappy and symmetrical at the same time. So yeah, guys, just pay for the freaking field turf, okay? Just pay for the field turf. The grass is dead at this point. Okay, Middlesex High School. This is their baseball field, which has undescript right field, by the way. like, do you see this?
I like that.
It's like right field is whatever you want it to be. You know, just imagine that there's a right field fence here for whatever reason. So it has a left field fence, just doesn't have, like, they just did not feel like completing the right field fence for whatever reason here. Even though like they there's nothing stopping them from doing this. Or maybe it's because they're trying to shoehorn in the softball field here. But yeah, this is their high school baseball field. It's got some not, at least it's not a symmetrical or rounded outfield wall. So nothing too egregious as far as weirdness is concerned. It's just the fact that the right field line, just the line, okay, ends at 270. And then it's, it turns into the sort of like this gray area right here, Andrew.
Yeah.
In the legal field, this is what it is. This is the gray area. Like, if you wanted to know what it meant, it's just like, point people to this. What's the gray area? This right field area of this high school. That's the gray area. So wherever this ends, this fence here, like, let's say some kid really does, like, just shoots it off here. It goes as deep as like 465 out here. towards this fence surrounding the track and football field. Okay? So theoretically, this is how far the ball could go. Then it comes down here towards this little notch here, which is like 330-ish. Right center field here, 335. It's not even like it's an even fence here. Dead center field is about 373-ish here. The deepest point here is 390. 380-79 here. And then left field is 325-ish, 320 here. Which is still longer than Minute Maid Park, by the way. So yeah. This high school is just right field is whatever you want it to be. So there you go. All right, so this was, where was this? What school was this? I forgot. I'm not sure. Middlesex High School, Franklin High School. I'm not sure. We're somewhere in New Jersey. Oh, that was Middlesex High School. Okay, we got that. South River High School. Let's go. There's two high schools right next to each other.
Rivals, maybe?
Probably. They're literally right next to each other. Of course, it's like New York, New Jersey area, so there's a pretty dense population, right? So.
Right.
Okay, so they've got this going on, Andrew. They have a baseball field here, where the football field is, and then they've got a baseball diamond here, where the soccer field is, but not a dedicated baseball field. So I'm going to assume they don't have a baseball program. Just given the lack of space and the fact that I hope they do not actually play varsity baseball here. With the track right here, these I guess the visitors stands here for the football games, I feel like it'd be pretty dangerous given the circumstances. All right, so we're gonna go to East Brunswick High School, like across the street from this high school. They care about baseball because they have two baseball fields here.
I can dig it.
They got two baseball fields, three football fields. So, I don't know. They got two baseball fields, but they're symmetrical and boring. So, All right, North Plainfield High School. Let's go up. Come on. Give us something weird, guys. So they got the football field. They got this. Oh, here we go. They got the combination football softball field here, Andrew. Here in North Plainfield. This is where all their varsity sports happen, all at the same time.
I wonder what happens if you're playing baseball and softball at the same time. The balls are hit simultaneously, and they hit into each other in midair. What happens?
I wherever they land, right? I think. Just don't mix up two balls and try to throw it back onto the field.
It's like hitting the catwalk at Tropicana Field.
Yeah. But this looks like all of this is in the field of play. Like there's no way they could put up temporary fencing here. This is it. So let's measure. So we're gonna put that here. And right field, I guess the foul pole is the backstop of the softball field. It seems like it. It seems like it just doesn't. There's something here. I see some sort of marker here. So 342 down the right field line. Okay, and maybe you just clear the backstop of the softball field. It's still longer than Yankee Stadium, by the way. Then I guess towards here. Right center is about 386. Dead center field is this deepest part of the park, which is like I don't know what this is. I don't know what I guess trees or something here, but it's about 430-ish over here. And then you have the football grandstands here for the home team here. You have the visitors side over there, uh, and it's about I don't know, 365 or ish around here into left center, and then it kind of there's a bit of like a notch here. I don't know if you see the notches from the football seats going down, but I feel like
Right.
all of this is in the field of play. It kind of
Oh,
notches
God.
here where this parking lot is. So this thing does have some nooks and crannies, which is pretty cool. And then down the left field line
Some
is
dangerous crannies.
yeah about 300 down the left field line, which is actually shorter than Minute Maid Park, if you can believe it. And yeah, and the foul territory is kind of weird because you have the uprights for football back here. You have some soccer nets back there, so it can kind of get kind of wild if somebody's trying to play a foul ball coming in from left or maybe the third baseman, and they just kind of have to kind of deal with soccer nets and extra uprights and everything like that. But they've maximized their space for sure by putting I guess 4 different sports fields here: soccer, football, baseball, and softball all at once. Maybe they have a field hockey team too. Yeah. All right. I like it. I like it. This is weird. This is the good weird. This is the good weird right here. Let's see. I think we already looked at this one. Perth Amboy High School East Campus. No. Okay. Next. Or do you want to go to a different city, Andrew? Just pick a random town.
I'll leave that to you.
Kind of been around the New Jersey-ish area. So, gosh, what's a good city? Like Chicago? Let's go to Chicago.
All right.
All right, that's an older city, big city. Maybe some priority for space around here. I don't know. Let's look around. We'll just type in high school and see what we get. All right, so first one on the list is Prospect High School. And they've got a boring, perfectly symmetrical field. Or maybe not perfectly symmetrical. Like, kind of slightly off with center field here. But
Yeah.
slightly off. Not that much. Not that much. So, all right, Chicago Academy High School. Let's go. You guys don't have a baseball field. So football, sure, but okay. Right, Romeoville High School. And theirs is a symmetrical-ish field. Boring.
I like that it has some angles to it, though, at least.
Yeah, slightly, yeah. Joliet West High School, they've got a symmetrical-ish field as well. All right, Elk Grove High School. Okay, so they've got the football field, and they've got a baseball field for sure, and it's got at least some weird fencing. If you look at it, it's not perfectly oval. It's just kind of weirdly oblong-ish here, especially trying to avoid the football stands here for the visitor side. So it's got some weird angles. It's not perfectly symmetrical. At least it has some character, right? The field has some character at the very least.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, me too. That's fine. All right, just enough personality for itself. Okay, so let's go.
It's not too insane, but it gives it a little bit of a
Mm-hmm.
instru- interestingness.
Yeah. Okay, Streamwood High School. They got a turf softball field, football field, and their baseball field has okay, a little oblongish, not perfectly symmetrical. All right. It looks more like a temporary fence for whatever reason. So it is what they want it to be, but it's there. But nothing too crazy once again. John Hersey High School. Come on. Give us something. They've just got these big old fields here. Just two baseball fields side to side. I guess they just pick one, whichever one they feel like playing in that day. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I go back to what I was saying about the baseball and softball being played simultaneously, except now, oh, you know what? Simultaneous home run derbies.
They're just facing each other.
Just
Feel like
just like draw a straight line down the middle. Put a left-handed hitter on the left field, and put a right-handed hitter on the right field, so they have the shorter distance to work with.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Feel like they choose which field they want to play on depending on how the wind's blowing.
It's quite possible.
Or depending on who's on the mound. Like, oh, okay, our worst pitcher's here, so let's play on the field where the wind's blowing in, or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, Wheeling High School, Wheeling, Illinois. Let's see. They've got the softball field, the baseball fields. They've got the dual baseball fields again on this side. But it looks like this one's probably the primary one, given that they actually covered the mound and the home plate.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. And the right field is indefinite, you know? Right field goes all the way onto the other diamond. If you can believe it. Look at that. So, yeah, it's just a big rectangle.
Although I will say this, if you were to, unlike the other one, this one is sufficiently rectangular or sufficiently small that if you were to just draw a straight line fence, the fields would be relatively equal in size.
Yeah, if you split it right in the middle.
I mean, obviously, with the other one, I mean, in terms of the dimensions being pretty equal. Like, the other one, you have a long way in one of the directions if you just cut the rectangle down the middle. Here, it looks pretty square, if you will.
So, Hoffman Estates High School. Okay, so here's some character in the outfield wall. Completely angular in right field. Then, let's see. I want to see the measurement there. Right field is about 305-ish. Then, this notch here, the deepest part of the park, is about 380-ish. Then dead center is about maybe 369. Very nice. And then 345 towards left, and then 324 on the left field foul pole, which is still longer than Minute Maid Park. There you go. There you go. All right, but it has some character. Angular on one side, curvish on the other, asymmetrical curve on the other one. So, okay, it has character at least. South Elgin High School, man, they got a lot of space to have regular symmetrical baseball field. So, ew, boring. This, and
Boring.
you could look at the houses. You can tell like this is a very well-to-do neighborhood.
Mhm.
They've got all the dedicated. They have tennis courts, you know. So yeah. Oh, you know what they should have done? They should have built the baseball field right next to this river for some splashdowns.
Yeah,
You know, that would have been cool.
that would have been cool.
Except these people didn't want to lose their property values. these,
Yeah.
these are probably like $5 million homes, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, those kids, plenty of property taxes to pay for everything there. Okay, Bolingbrook High School. Let's see. Big field. They've got a black field. Look at that for the football field.
What city is this in?
Bolingbrook High School in Bolingbrook, Illinois.
Can you imagine if? Can you imagine if it was a black field in Florida? Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, a black field with the Tampa Bay Bucks logo in the middle.
If this was in Florida, it would be a war crime, basically. That a black field in Florida should not exist.
Oh, it's in Illinois, so there you go.
Yeah,
They've got
that's
a
not that.
perfectly. They've got a
Although
symmetrical.
it looks like the field is black for the baseball or the dirt.
Okay, so the baseball, yeah, the dirt. I think the dirt is black turf dirt,
Yeah,
and then the infield is turf, but the outfield is natural grass. So it's a
that's
perfectly
really weird.
symmetrical field, but the dirt in the field itself is what gives it its character. So there you go, and they got the Bucks logo in the backstop here. Okay, so at least you know, if it's perfectly symmetrical, they at least switched it up, right?
Yeah.
So at least something. And look, they even did the same thing for their softball field.
Oh.
So that's.
Although I don't get what the different colored foul territory turf.
I guess to kind of, I don't know. It saves money somehow, right? It's got to.
It does. Just it looks weird to have three different colored things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even their bullpen looks like turf. So, and it's also a different color shade of green than the actual field.
I know. It's like, why? Just
I don't know.
Pick one.
The asymmetry is getting to you of the design decisions, not the field itself. The field is perfectly symmetrical, just not the stuff on the field. Let's see. So we've got Schaumburg High School, which has a symmetrical field, not rounded, but symmetrical. So, nah, nothing special. Kelvin Park High School. Let's see. This is the high school in the city. And, yeah, never mind. They don't have a dedicated field. Elgin High School. Man, this is getting further out from the city. So this is their field next to their football field. And okay, look at this. Oblongly angular.
You know what that reminds me a little bit of? Pro Player.
Actually, yeah, it does. It does.
Hold on, I need to grab my computer charger. But yeah, that gives me some pro player vibes.
So I'm gonna go down the line. So right field is shorter, around 280-ish. Then this notch in right center is about 369, very nice. Then dead center field is like 364-ish. Then left center field, like deepest part, is 372. And then left field is about 337, 35-ish here. So it's yeah, it's like a reverse, like mirrored version of Pro Player. It just doesn't have the Bermuda Triangle part. But yeah, actually, I want to see it in 3D to see if we can see how high the fences are. But it looks like normal size fences. Maybe a little bit high, but not like ridiculously high to prevent home runs or anything like that. But it's high school,
Yeah.
so they're not gonna do much like that. Okay. So something different. Something different. Tinley Park High School. Tinley Park High School. Okay, so there's their baseball field. And theirs is also pretty angular as well.
Also, kind of giving me some pro player vibes a little bit.
Yeah, it does. The same thing. The same thing.
Again,
They've got this, Andrew.
ugh.
For whatever reason. Okay, for whatever reason, look at this. They've got the
It's not even
home plate.
even.
It's not even, yeah, it's not even even. Look at this.
And even the baselines aren't even.
Okay. So,
Why? That's so stupid.
so
If
they've
you're not
got-
gonna make it, if you're not gonna make it even, just get rid of the dirt. Like, come on.
They've got home plate. They've got the walk-up area towards home plate for some reason. It's uneven, by the way, on this side of the dugout and this side, which has more dirt here for whatever reason, creating some sort of warning track around the dugouts that
I don't
only
get it.
surrounds the dugouts, and then and this dugout too, and then down the first baseline. Unless this is like them capturing the image while they're adding dirt to the field, which I would hope makes sense.
I
But-
hope,
Like,
because
'cause-
man, if not, that is awful.
yeah, so there's no dirt running down the line for first base, but for some reason, a little more on the third base side. Yeah,
Ugh.
and the warning track dirt is a different shade of color.
Different color.
Yeah, so it's all over the place. This field is all over the place.
I don't get it.
Budget. They spent all the money on the football field.
I guess, but damn, have some respect for yourself.
They spent all the money on the football field. Just look at the difference in quality between the two.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
It's night and day.
yeah. Even like the softball field is respectable. You know, but even the non-regular baseball field has a full dirt infield.
Like, something is seriously going wrong there. Someone was drunk when they came up with that design. I'd hope they were drunk.
It's different. It is it's different for sure. All right, so that's an interesting one. Man, I love how these design decisions kind of irk you a little bit. I can hear it in your voice.
I mean, I'm overplaying it a little
A
bit for the
little
mean,
bit, but it's still
lulz,
kind of weird,
but
right?
I'm overplaying it a little bit for the lulz, but still, that does bother me quite a bit.
Let's see, Westmont High School. Let's see, they got a football field here, and this is the baseball field, which has a shorter outfield dimension.
And I also am liking
Oh,
the path to the mound.
splashdown potential right here. Look,
Ooh,
there's a lake.
I like it.
Hold on, we got to measure these. We have to measure this now, because I want to see like if like future Barry Bonds comes up for this high school, if he can get one into the lake. So down the right field line is about, oh, okay, it's pretty long. It's like 365 down the right field line.
It's a very flat field, though.
Yes, like right center field is 337. It gets really short. Dead center field is 336. And then
That that is easily doable for a high schooler to hit that.
350 for the left field line.
How far to the lake?
And
And
towards okay, so the parking lot, I just want to measure the parking lot. Down the line to the parking lot is about 405 feet. So possibility if a kid really gets into one, can hit someone's car. Okay. And then on the other side for the splashdowns, let's see, all the way down the right field line is about 457. But here, this part right here, it's about 400.
that a kid, high school kids these days, not even the ones that are going to college, that is easy for them to hit.
Launch angle, exit velocity, yeah, they could have some splashdowns here. All right, Prodigy, possibly one that's getting scouted. Probably could put a few into the lake.
I think these days it may not even need to be a prodigy.
And dead center field is also like 405-ish to get into dead center field. Like 405-ish, that's like regular Major League Parks.
Right. That is certainly possible. An above average player, high schooler, I think they'd be able to manage that.
Mm-hmm. So maybe there have been some splashdowns in this on this field here. And then I don't know what this is. It's like an outlet mall or something next to it. I'm not sure, but or a church or something here. I don't know. There's something here, but yeah. So a kid could get into one and hit a car, or get some splashdowns. So that's pretty cool. So this field does have some character to it, just from its surroundings alone. All right, okay, good job. I think, was it Westmont High School or Tinley Park? Where am I? I think, yeah, Oak Forest High School. Let's go. All right, so Illinois had some boring stuff, but they've shown us some stuff. So this is their football field. They are the Bengals, but they don't use the Bengals logo. So that's okay.
Keeping it original.
Keeping it original, and they've got a very angular baseball field. An oblong angular baseball field, actually.
That is giving me Oriole Park, Camden Yards.
Pre-massive left field.
Pre-renovation.
Okay, down the right field line is about 316. So slightly longer than Yankee Stadium. This notch up here in right center.
Oh, Francisco, you know what you should do? You should create a Twitter account, kind of like how Would It Dong? It should be, yeah. Is it longer than Yankee Stadium?
Yeah. 350-ish on this notch here. Dead center is about. There's a scoreboard in dead center too. I see something here, some sort of ad or sign here. About 350-ish towards dead center. Then the deepest part here in left center is about 367, maybe 369. Very nice. Scoreboard here around 350 if a kid can hit that. And then right field is about 317, which is actually longer than Minute Maid Park, I think, too. So there you go.
Is it long? Just make. I swear, make that account. I think it would become popular. Is it longer than?
Is it longer than this high school? So their right field line's longer than Yankee Stadium. Their left field line's longer than the Minute Maid. Okay. So this is. Oh, and Andrew, they got the non baseline.
I'm not a huge fan of those, but unlike unlike that other place, at least the dirt is equal.
It's symmetrical.
Like I can at least live with that if it's going to be equal.
Mm-hmm. Next, Darrell Rivas High School. I don't know. It's just named Rivas High School. It's probably not named after him, but I just went with it.
I don't think it's even spelled the same.
Yeah. The Rivas Rams. Here you go. They got their football field with the Old English R. And then Illinois got a lot of these angular fields. I've been noticing. Oh, but look at this. They got bullpens in the outfield.
Ooh.
And it's angular. And all like with nooks and crannies. Oh, this field has some character. Look at that in left and right field. All right,
I'm like.
Yeah, they care about their baseball program here. They definitely do. They don't have the bullpens out in the middle of the field so you guys get killed by the foul balls, or you got to send the kid out there to look for the foul balls coming at you. You know.
Yeah, I like those dimensions. Honestly,
look at this.
I honestly I love that look. The only thing I would do is I would wrap the warning track all around, so it's not just dirt, not just grass on the sides.
And they don't have it on the baselines either.
That's the other thing I would change. But honestly, that is not a bad stadium at all. Not a bad field at all.
Warning track only down the third and first base lines. You see that?
Right.
And the backstop. And then just the outfield for whatever reason. And no dirt down the baselines. I don't know why they did it that way. This has to be a design choice. Like they thought this would look cool for whatever reason. Because I mean, look at the I mean, sheesh. This is 325 or ish down right field, longer than Yankee Stadium. Then it goes inwards. If you can even tell by the warning track here, it goes inwards around 320 here, and then the bullpen here, which is I like the fact that they actually have the bullpens in the outfield. That looks pretty cool. This notch here in right center, which is like 370-ish here. Dead center, which is not perfectly flat, by the way. It's pretty angular, sloping down towards left, is about 350-ish. And I'm going to assume they have some sort of ads. I think there's a scoreboard in left here. And then this little notch here in left center is 360. Then down here, 315-ish at the end of this bullpen. 320 here.
That is a really nice field. I really like it.
And then 320 down the left field line, longer than Minute Maid. So this is a good field. I like this. This has character. Like, the kids love playing here.
That is an awesome. I would have loved to play there. I would love to play there. You know, just hop against, trespass, whatever.
Is it me, or is the infield a different like, is this a possibility that this is turf and the rest is natural grass?
It looks natural enough to me, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, unless they found some sort of weird blend. Not sure. They got the turf soccer field and the turf football field, so I wouldn't put it past them to do the half and half. But it looks for the most part natural grass, but maybe we're
Yeah,
wrong. There's, you know, turf fields are getting better at looking like natural grass.
right.
Um, but yeah, this is a nice field. I like this one.
That's a very nice field.
Revis High School. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Almost Alonzo Stagg High School.
Ah, good old Amos. Amos Stagg. He's a famous football coach.
Oh, okay. The Stag Chargers, they got their football field, turf field there, and their
A little
baseball
bit,
field here.
little bit off, but
A
still
little bit
nice.
off. They got kind of the same situation where they're trying to avoid the grandstands here, so it kind of prevents it from being perfectly symmetrical with the
I
football
like
field.
it though. I like it though.
So
I mean,
I'm not gonna.
I get why younger or littler leagues would want a more even look. You know, so there's no favoring any side. It's more egalitarian for all players.
Mhm.
But it gets boring, man.
Yeah, and
Although,
baseball's the one sport where it can be not boring.
right.
So let's see, Downers Grove South High School. So they've got for whatever reason, the turf combination football, soccer, and softball field here. Yeah, it's a softball field. You can see the lines of the outfield there, for whatever reason. And then down here, the dedicated baseball field and another football field here and soccer field. So they've got two for whatever reason. I guess I guess the city probably uses like public park space.
Probably.
Yeah, like rec field. But
Certainly possible.
they do have the baseball field here, which is also asymmetrical, angular. Got some slightly weird dimensions. Because like you've got right field about 330, longer than Yankee Stadium. Uh, it is.
I know, but I keep laughing
I
because
mean, it
bringing it
still
up, and
is.
it's true.
It is like it's 330 here. I mean, sheesh. 365 here towards right, and then it slopes upwards at a very, very sharp upward angle. I don't know what's going on here, but like the fencing looks kind of weird there. Maybe it's higher on one side of it than the other, or it looks kind of weird, or maybe it's just the rendering of the 3D image. But 400 right here in this little notch in dead center. Then it kind of slopes downwards, 380-ish here in left center, and then it has a very like sharp angle left field, very straight left field wall, and that's 315-ish here. So it's Minute Maid Park on the other side, and I want to see it in 3D. Let's see. It looks like a normal size fence from here. That's got some character. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Okay, so how long will we be going at this, Andrew? Let me check.
I think an hour and a half, right? Almost 2 hours.
45 minutes. So I don't know. When do you want to call it?
Up to you.
Let's go 15 more minutes. Let's do a tight 2 hours, and then we'll call.
I like it.
So, let's go to Buffalo Grove High. So we're just gonna stay here in Illinois, and because at least they've given us some things. Because New Jersey was starting to get a little bit boring. All right, so Buffalo Grove High School. let's see what you've got. You've got the football field here. Got the rec soccer. You got the tennis courts here, and I'm going to let's see. Which one of these is the actual varsity baseball field? That's a good question. Yeah, I got this one that actually has the covers on the dirt, the mound, and the home plate.
That's looking nice.
And then you've got this one here. So I'm not sure which one's which. And this one has like all the soccer lines and stuff on it. I usually think that this is the one that the actual team plays on for whatever reason. But I would assume this would be the better field for that, just because it actually has a fence here. You know, doesn't have a bunch of lines in it. So if the high school baseball team does play here, it would be here, I would think.
Yeah.
Even though this looks like they have a concession stand and better dugouts, so I'm not sure, to be honest. But yeah, this is just kind of like a large square if it's this one, which you know, and for whatever reason Illinois doesn't like dirt down the base paths, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
Not sure.
Now, it irks me, but the trend that really annoys me is where the infield, not just the grass, but the dirt is turf as well.
Yeah.
There are colleges that are doing that now. It's like, ow! Like not even the base pits, the slide pits are dirt. Like,
yeah.
Ow!
So let's see, Hyde Park Academy High School.
That's just painful.
They don't have this. They got a Chicago Bears symbol here. I think this is close to the Bears Soldier Field, actually. In Chicago, so that makes sense if that's there. Or maybe the Bears donated money to build this. That could also be a thing. There is a baseball here. It's Mount Carmel High School. This is their baseball field. The Mount Carmel Caravan is the name of the team. And yeah, kind of like a symmetrical baseball field. Nothing too flashy. It's just there. Left field's a little bit more angular because of this parking lot here, but aside from that, Okay. Lombard South High School. We've got, let's see, their, crap, where are we going? Their football field. They got a Packer / Georgia G logo there.
Yep.
And this is their baseball field, which is more of a pointed cone head shape, right? Right? You know.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just funny how you described it.
I'm just thinking of the cone heads for whatever reason. It kind of looks like their heads. It does. So.
Again, I'm digging the unevenness.
Yeah. Down the right field line, 328-ish, longer than Yankee Stadium. And
how long is Yankee?
Isn't it like 314?
I don't remember. That's why I'm asking you.
I think it's 314. Well, it's like a 314 or 318, one of those two. But it's short. It's a very short porch. And then the cone head tip is 375 in dead center. And then left field is 330, longer than Minute Maid. And yeah, it's different for sure. They got to have at least some high fence in center field because it's pretty short. But But given this, they got, yeah, I think they got fairly high walls here. Given that,
Probably.
yeah, look at the way they look next to the trees. It looks like it's pretty high. So, but still it has some character to it, which isn't bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's move on. Cover a few more schools here. Elmwood Park High School, home of the Tigers. Let's see, what logo do they use? At the same time, we're just gonna look at the football field logos and see if they steal from any college or NFL programs. You know? Okay, they have an actual different looking tiger. I thought it was a Mizzou logo from afar, but then you
No.
get closer to it, and it's like, okay, they have an original-ish tiger, I guess. Okay.
Do with a tiger, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah, I guess. Just kind of have to have it in different positions here. So they got several different fields here. Oh, look at this diamond right here.
Oof.
So they put in the dirt leading to the mound, but not down the pace paths.
That's weird, man.
Okay. But this doesn't look like the high school team's field. This looks like the high school team's field. And look at this wonderful looking field, Andrew.
Hmm.
Oh, that's the field.
It's fine at the. It's fine on the baseline. It's fine on the foul lines, and then it starts to go to shit once you start hitting the left and right center.
It's one of the weirder angles I've seen. I think Ebbets Field looked like this.
I think a bit. Not that extreme though, but I'll take a look.
Yeah. Okay, so down the right field line is actually shorter than Yankee Stadium. It's 310. So there you go.
Oh.
But then this sharp, almost 90-degree angle going upwards. Like this point right here.
Yankee is 314.
314. All right, yeah.
Right.
So slightly shorter than Yankee Stadium here.
And Minute Maid, I didn't know this one, is 315 to left.
Yeah. There you go. And then this thing just absolutely goes crazy into center field. So it's 453 in this point in center field here. Dead center, which is here, is like 440, and then the deepest part of the park is this 457-ish here, maybe 460. So that's dead center field, or that's the deepest part of the park here. And then just absolute angular going down. By the way, they did bother to add a warning track along this entire thing. But the warning tracks, yeah.
At least they had the courtesy. At least they had the courtesy to put a warning track.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And then this long left field wall, just straight, like long left field wall. And I'm not sure, because I see the warning track here, right? And it curves here. So I'm not sure if the fencing does end here and it's like 350 here, or for whatever reason there's a warning track and then just a patch of grass that hits this fence. But it's about 372 to this end of the fence, but I'm going to assume there's a fence here, but I can't be sure, especially in these places. But there's a scoreboard here on the left here. And then I guess the fencing for the foul territory is here, where this curved path is. I don't know. But it's a weird looking one. I like it though. I like it. I think there is no fencing down the left field line, Andrew. Just looking at this, I think left field is just whatever you want it to be. Like, does it end here? Is it a home run? Who knows? Just
Let your
just
dreams be dreams.
let your dreams be dreams. Maybe you can hit a car if you really get into one, you know. But yeah, this is an interesting one. Heck, even like it's like some of these, okay, they shoehorn the soccer field into it, but like the soccer field here, like there's just way too much room even for the soccer field.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's this seems unnecessarily big for whatever reason, but they're just like, screw it, this is the dimensions. But yeah, it has some character to it. I like this one. I liked it just from the sheer ridiculousness of that left field area and the fact that they just didn't feel like adding the foul pole at the end of it.
Now we're cool. We're cool.
Like, just, okay, massive fence all along here, and you know what? This little bit of like 10 feet, we're just not gonna do. Like, we're tired. We don't want to put more fence. We're just gonna end it there.
I am the tide.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think okay. So this is Rolling Meadows High School. It's flying over there.
All of these really pretty names for high school. Rolling Meadows.
Yeah. This is. Let's look at their football field. Ah, crap. What am I doing? There we go. They are the Mustangs. That's their logo there.
Wasn't there just another Mustangs a second ago?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many names these high schools pick, right? We've seen a few Raiders already, some Mustangs, some Tigers, I'm sure a few Bulldogs. There's only so many names that they choose from. Their baseball field, let's take a look. There's a baseball field here. I'm going to assume this is where they play. And if they do, then it's just a big, giant, nondescript square. They just plop the extra football field here. It's just a massive field with houses in the outfield. We've seen stuff like this already, so I don't really want to measure it. We know it's like super long down center field, but we've seen this design decision before, so we're gonna pop out of here. East Aurora High School, let's go. Yeah, Andrew, the theme Aurora High School, you know, just these pretty things. So these guys are what are you guys? The Tomcats. That's new.
Ooh. See, a little bit of ingenuity never hurt anybody.
Okay. So next time we're just gonna label this looking for baseball fields and high school football fields too, because some of these, I mean, we've seen not too many like weird colored ones, but we have seen them, and they do have to get permission from Boise State, right? If they do that, right?
Right.
Okay. So East Aurora, there is a baseball field here. Unfortunately, Andrew, they didn't align it so we could get some splashdowns next to this lake. Mastodon Lake. They could have named themselves the Mastodons, too.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Exactly. Like, okay, Tomcat, we don't really hear that very often either. But Mastodons? It would have been perfect.
I know.
Would have been perfect. Shift the baseball field to face this way for some splashdowns, like left or right field. I don't know. Actually, the baseball field's batter's eye can't face west, right? That's the rule.
I don't think there's ever been a hard and fast rule of what can and can't be the direction.
I think there is a rule against having it on wherever the sun sets.
Oh, really?
The batter's eye. Mm-hmm. Because I think I talked about it on the show, but there is a minor league park. I think they're not like they're like an independent league park that has a um, sun delay. So they do play, but at a certain point in time during the day, they have a sun delay, and the game stops for like half an hour while everybody waits for the sun to go down.
I think
And
I
the
remember
team,
hearing about.
yeah, and the team, I think they're called the Suns, by the way. I forgot what they're called, what city they're in, but that's what they do, and they have like entertainment and stuff happening during that half an hour because it's independent ball. It's wacky. But potential splashdown in this guy's pool.
That
You
would
see
be
that?
fun.
So let's take a look at this. I just want to see. It's kind of a cone-ish center field here. Nothing too wacky for this high school field. Down the right field line, about 300, 317, 18-ish. Down left, longer than Minute Maid. Dead center is about 363. And then if you want to slash down into this guy's pool, it's about 420 blaze it.
That's doable, I think.
Yeah, a lefty hitter would have to really get into one, but it's a possibility to splash down into this guy's pool. Okay.
That is, I think that is certainly doable.
Missed opportunity with Mastodon Lake there.
I know.
Oh, they're right next to a zoo. Look at this. Wow, they really did miss an opportunity here.
Man.
They're next to a zoo, and all you could think about was tomcats, really? East Aurora. Come on now. Alright, JFK High School. Another JFK named school. This is like the second one that we've done today. Let's see. This is I guess this is like a public park next to them, so I don't see any dedicated football or baseball fields. We're just gonna move on. Harold L. Richards High School. Their football field is under construction.
Ooh.
So, at least from the Google image here, so unfortunately, we couldn't see what their design or what they're called. But the baseball field next to it, and man, they do not like dirt down the base paths. And they also have the one that, for whatever reason, has a little more down the third baseline. I don't know. Maybe it's like a company that does it, and that's just like all they do. It's like, yeah, we.
I think I know what the reason is.
What?
It's annoying as hell, but I think I know what the reason is. Because when guys take a lead off of third base, it gives them a little more room on dirt.
Right. Okay.
Still really looks annoying as hell because it's uneven, but that makes a logical reason for why they would do that.
Yeah. Okay. And they've got an outfield here. The fencing is actually reminds me a little bit of Lone Depot Park. Or whatever.
A little bit.
Like a miniature version of it. One where people can actually hit home runs in. I still think our ballpark's way too big. Yeah, it's got this little thing. Yeah, a little bit like Lone Depot Park, just a smaller version of it. So, I did a poll for that today. Which dimensions people... This is why I got inspired by the dimensions. Which ones people preferred more? Pro Player, Marlins Park when it first opened, or the way it is right now?
What was the result?
I mean, I usually put them for like a week, but so far Pro Player is in the lead. But I think it's just because people, one, the Marlins were good, and two, people miss like the more unique walls and things like that.
Right.
I think the issue when they opened Marlins Park is like the left, like Pro Player was big, but they had the left field wall up there just because they didn't, home runs would have been too easy over there.
Right.
But the wall, much like the philosophy of the Orioles, the wall actually creates more interesting offense.
Right.
Because okay, instead of a home run, which okay, home runs are cool and all, um, but doubles and triples are also pretty fun. So
I,
that's kind of what happened at Pro Player. Like, some guy could really get into one and he hits the wall and it just kind of goes wherever the heck.
after this, I want you to show me that picture again of the two dimensions overlaid.
Yeah.
Because I know I downloaded it at one point. I just forgot what I did with it. But I don't know. Would it be feasible to change the dimensions?
They probably have. They would have to rethink the way it looks. They've got the room. It's not that they don't have the room. They have the room. Because remember, the place was too big and they brought the fences in. So, yeah. Okay, so they've got this. Is this high school? Oh, Dooley Medical Group Field. This has got to be like a minor league field or something here, or like an independent league field. This looks too nice
Probably.
for it to be a high school field. Okay, but here's the actual high school, and okay, here's their baseball field. Whoa. Okay, their football field. Let's go with this one. They are the Steel Men.
Ooh.
They've got an actual steel-looking man. Okay, so that's their football field. And then, oh, Andrew, look at this.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've had a legitimately bad looking one.
This is a bad one. I mean, this is bad in a good way. For me, I like the weirdness of this.
I agree.
We've seen where they kind of sort of have to avoid the football grandstand, sure, but here it's like, oh, we built this too close to the football grandstand. Okay, we're gonna have to rethink some things, and I want to. Okay, so let's measure this. This is fun. Let's see, home plates are on here. Of course, they don't like the dirt for whatever reason here on the base paths. And
they made it even. They made it even.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so I think the fence is right here, and it looks like they have a pretty high right field fence too. If you could take a look at the shadows there.
Yeah.
300 down the line, which is actually shorter than Yankee Stadium.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah. And then, okay. Oh, what am I doing? I started new. I don't know why I did that. So 300 down the line, and then it slopes angular in towards the field. Right here, where the this, I see warning tracks. So here, where this football grandstand is about 308. And then I see the warning track and everything here. So then the football grandstand is all this flat portion that ends here at 373. There's a scoreboard in center field. Dead center field is about 379, 380. And it's a curve up to this point. Left center field 373-ish. Then it's a flat left field. And it's flat but normal looking left field, and it's 320 down the left field line. But yeah, that right field is pretty interesting looking with the football grandstands and what looks to be from the shadows like a pretty high right field wall.
Yeah, I wonder if the grandstand is in play.
Oh, or at least or if it creates like a fencing or something. That'd be pretty.
Because
cool.
that would be quasi Green Monster-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not on unlike the Green Monster, it's on an angle.
Yeah.
So with the Green Monster, it's always going to come back toward the field of play to some extent.
So with the
If you
right,
hit if you hit that thing at an angle like that, it's going to
yeah,
bounce off towards center.
like to get it, if you hit it high enough at the right launch angle and the right exit velocity, to just get it on top of the top level of the grandstand here, the shortest portion is about like 320, which is doable. So there are probably some kids that hit it into this grandstand area, or like the press box here. You can see it there as well,
Right.
which is like 357. But yeah, that's interesting. At least this is an interesting looking field. I like this. And it feels like it didn't need to be this way. They literally could have just like added room to this field. Just like cut off the room for this field. But they just went, nah, we measured wrong and we're just gonna roll with it. So I
They
like
they
this.
they forgot the mantra of measure twice, cut once.
And then you got the rail yard right next to it, which I'm sure nobody's going after some foul balls over there. Oh man, this is a good one. I like this one. Okay, so yeah, we're past 2 hours. We're gonna end on this one. This is a good one. This is a good one to end on.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm
So
sure
that
we'll
was
continue this. I'm sure we'll continue this again at some point.
we will. We'll maybe I'll do a little more research as to like some areas, but maybe we should focus on like the Northeast again, because that seems to be
Yeah,
where some like they try and shoehorn stuff. But Illinois did have some interesting ones at least. Or maybe we can look around the Miami area to see if maybe there's a few surprises down here where we live.
that would be nice. And I'll do some research on Orlando, but I doubt Orlando's going to have a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. That's why I didn't start anywhere in Florida. I'm just like I feel like we have enough room to make like normal baseball fields, normal boring symmetrical baseball fields. All right. Well, that's it, man. We'll talk to people later. Bye bye.